It's like I know this playbook. It's like I know this playbook.
We live in a city now where there's a lot of uncertainty and unfortunately a lot of crime and violence. And it's quite frightening.
Yesterday, a very popular YouTuber named Corey Kinshin posted an absolute bombshell of a video accusing YouTube of some awful things and explained the whole situation that led to the claims, and he does not hold back. The gloves were off and the chef's hat was on because he just started cooking their ass. Now, of course, it's not unusual for a YouTuber to make a video criticizing the platform. It happens every day because YouTube is a company that very, very rarely gets anything right, so it's constantly catching more shit than a Walmart toilet, and rightfully so. But even with hourly uploads of everything wrong with YouTube, the problems that Corey Kinshin highlights are some that I haven't ever really even seen discussed before. The video's titled YouTube Racism and Favoritism, and it was actually the #1 trending video all day yesterday, and right now it's the #2, which means this is the front page of YouTube. This is the #1 video on YouTube, so I bet they're thrilled about that. Corey Kinshin has over 14 million subscribers, so this is a video that carries a lot of weight.
You guys either play favorites, you are racist, or it's a mix of the two. These are the three options, YouTube.
It's a pretty aggressive intro, but he is rightfully upset about unfair treatment he's been experiencing. So, after going through what he's gone through, he believes that there's only really 3 possible conclusions to draw from it, where it's either YouTube policy team playing favorites, members of the policy team being racist, or some combination of the two. Now, before getting into the specifics of the situation, I'd like to say I think most people have been aware of favoritism on YouTube for quite a while. You know, it's not exactly like the Krabby Patty secret.
I've been making YouTube for a while. Like my first ever video was back in whatchamacallit, I think 6th or 7th grade. It was GTA and NBA 2K 12 or 13, I believe. But like I had my mama old MacBook, right? I didn't know how to do all the capture stuff, so I put the YouTube in record mode and stuff. I sat the laptop on a chair, turned the laptop around. It was recording the TV. You feel me? So like it was like GTA 2K real life. So I used to play GTA like a nigga was in real life, you feel me? I used to, when it was time for a game, I used to drive up to the stadium. I think it was 2K13 because GTA 5 was out. Yeah, I used to drive out to the stadium. Or 2K14, I don't even know. I remember 2K14 had that long ass load time. It was always stuck on that LeBron screen for like a cool 15 minutes, you feel me? But past that, I had to take every time I had to take the disc out, put it back in, recording the whole process, just edit. And tell you, this was 6th grade, 7th grade me. I felt like if I would have kept on doing it, moral of the story is, if I would have kept on doing it, I would have been up there with these folks with everybody else. I was getting made fun of at the time, you feel me? Like back then, YouTube was not a thing you wanted to do. Everybody did not you feel me? You was get talked about and all that, and like as a 6th grade, 7th grade adolescent, that's shameful. You ain't want to be embarrassed, you feel me? But yeah, now everybody want to do this now. But I'm telling you, I've been doing it for a long time. I might just get back, I might just get back, start being consistent and see where this shit take off. You feel me? See where this take off. Be gaming. This shit what I'm doing right now, you feel me? Because I love watching videos. This shit entertainment. These like seeing, like, you feel me? I don't know. Gaming, and like if this should get up, if it should get up, I might just do a little vlog. You feel me? To tell y'all about, let y'all know about me. Once I get more subscribers, let y'all know more about me, what I've been through and everything in my life. You feel me? Back to the video.
Formula. It's not hush hush. I think everyone has recognized that there is some level of favoritism on the platform. I mean, there's even that viral video from a few years ago where the CEO of YouTube said to Juice WRLD that they need to pump his numbers up, which indicates artificial growth. It means that they have at least some capability of boosting channels, whether that's through the algorithm and pushing it to more people or just inflating it themselves for channels they deem worthwhile and good for business. And the inverse is likely true, where they can hide channels they think are problematic and bad for business. So favoritism is something that people have been loosely aware of for a long time. And also when it comes to, you know, mainstream media sources, like late night shows, hosts have much more leeway than an average YouTuber. They can say and do a lot.
Corey had a point though. That black YouTube section was BS. That black YouTube session was BS. I was like, ooh, like what? We do not need our own section just for a spotlight. Like, as y'all could tell, Corey's at 14 million. We don't need a spotlight to get up there. You feel me? It just takes hard work and dedication. Like, we don't need a spotlight for none of that. If you have good content and everything, people will gradually come to you. It's just, but at the same time, YouTube does play a big part in that. It's just that black section was BS. That black section was BS.
A lot of things that get normal YouTubers demonetized or age restricted or straight up striked. And that doesn't apply to the big boys in the scene. So favoritism is something I think most people know exists on YouTube. That's not like a conspiracy theory. However, the claims that Corey is about to make against the YouTube policy team in regards to racism are pretty interesting.
August 18th, I uploaded the mortuary assistant. A lot of you would know it got age restricted. I saw that all these other YouTubers were playing the mortuary assistant, and only my video seemed to be age restricted. So I appealed the restriction.
I watched this whole thing.
Hey guys, I'm not sure why mine got age restricted. Could you look into this? Appeal rejected.
This isn't the whole situation, it's just the beginning. I already want to talk about something in particular though, the appeal system. Corey mentions that after appealing he was denied, rejected pretty quickly. That's the norm. I can count on one hand the amount of times I've ever even heard about an appeal being overturned. That just never happens. The only time an appeal doesn't lead to rejection is when you make a trending hashtag about it on Twitter. You make a big hoopla on Twitter, and then YouTube will go to your appeal and, you know, make it in your favor. But if you don't do that, if you don't stir up a shitstorm and start throwing sand in YouTube's face on Twitter, they won't bother. I'm very confident that there is no human being in the review process for appeals. In fact, I would wager my anal virginity that there is no human being that looks at appeals. And if I'm wrong, then I fully invite the YouTube policy head to come raw dog me. I am so fucking confident that there is no human being that looks at those appeals, because they always, almost always, end in rejection and standing with the initial decision, even when it's blatantly wrong. The algorithm makes mistakes. But the appeal is supposed to bring a human being into the equation to look at it, investigate the case, and decide whether or not it was an algorithmic error or a correct enforcement.
I'm sorry. Hold on, I'm just trying to do this shit real quick. How, bro? I just did it, bro. I just did it, bro. Oh, it's just annoying, bro. Go to video. There we go. There we go. This shit edited out though. Let me see some. Yes, sir, ski. Yeah. I had some shit that happened. You feel me? Some stupid shit. Long story. Like I told y'all, once I get up there, y'all will know more about me and me. Y'all just know more about me. You feel me? I want to be in touch with all y'all. Yeah, once I get up there, when I get up there, because I'm gonna see if I can be consistent with this. Like, cause I got work too, so I feel like I'm gonna see if I can do this, come back after work, do whatever. You feel me? Yeah. We on the same route.
And there are times where it was just outright incorrect, just outright wrong, and they will still stand with that decision. So I just don't think the appeal system works. That needs a drastic overhaul ASAP.
Yes. My video got age restricted. My YouTube rep, who isn't on the policy team, he looked at my video and he said, hey, it could possibly be this part at the end about it. So I looked at that part. The first thing
it's crazy that part at the end because they highly showed that in commercials and all over TVs and movies. So like in the beginning, I don't really see the point. I don't see the issue with it.
I did was try to find other YouTubers who had that part or at least a part similar. So I go to Markiplier's Mortuary Assistant Part 3, and he had the same situation going on, and his video wasn't age restricted.
Corey explains that after the appeal was rejected, he talked to his YouTube rep who speculated as to why they decided to enforce the age restriction, and he highlighted a potential problem with the ending of the game that was in his video. So Corey then went to other videos to try and find that exact same part, and he found it in one of Markiplier's videos, which wasn't age restricted, yet had the exact same content that Corey's did. So he was left confused. Why is Markiplier's video okay, but his isn't? Now I want to immediately squash the argument I know a few people will make that Corey Kenshin might not be as advertiser friendly as Markiplier, which is why Markiplier is being favored by YouTube here. That just doesn't work. Because Markiplier still says bad words. He'll say fuck and shit and damn. You know, he'll squeeze in some naughty words. Corey Kenshin is squeaky clean. He doesn't say any naughty words. He even censors bad words in the games that he plays in the videos. He is the more advertiser-friendly creator. So it's not just YouTube playing favorites for whoever's more advertiser and brand friendly. It's not the case, because if it was, Corey would be the winner there. So it definitely has to be something else at play for why they demonetized Corey and not Mark. Now, if you've been around my channel for a while, you might remember I went through an almost identical situation a couple years ago. I made a video on a fake road rage incident and got an entire strike for it from YouTube, a policy guidelines strike from YouTube for it. And I found that exact same clip that I was talking about in one of Markiplier's videos that wasn't age restricted, demonetized, or anything. I was so angry. I was wiggling in rage. I was so upset I couldn't sit still in my chair, so I made this video talking about it. And then I made a big stink on Twitter. And Markiplier actually came to my rescue like a fucking hero of justice, a symbol like Batman. He came in and said, fair is fair, where is my strike, YouTube? And YouTube responded, not by getting rid of my strike, but by striking Markiplier's video as well. So now both of us ended up with a strike, and Markiplier made a video talking about that, and eventually YouTube decided to rescind both strikes, saying that it was an overreaction to things and it was a mistake on their part. But obviously you can see the problem here. They're not enforcing their rules equally across the platform, and they're just not enforcing them properly at all. There was no reason that video should have ever resulted in a strike by any stretch of imagination. I can understand the algorithm having a bit of a oopsie, a little boo-boo there, and mistaking a fake comical road rage for a real incident, but the appeal process is supposed to come in there where a human being looks at it, and within 3 seconds should be like, oh, this is clearly a joke. But that never happened because I don't believe humans actually review the content. I'm getting sidetracked. Point is, the rules aren't enforced appropriately or equally. So kind of similar situation, but not exactly the same as what Corey's been going through with YouTube here. However, I do find it interesting that Markiplier is present in both of these cases. I feel so bad for Markiplier. He's done nothing wrong. He just keeps getting dragged into these disputes here with YouTube.
So I send the video to my YouTube rep. I say, hey, Markiplier has this situation in his video, but his isn't age restricted.
I need to hell
Could you send that to the policy team and see what they say about that?
That's Higgins.
They came back and they removed my age restriction. They took it off after they already rejected my appeal. I expected them to triple down and give Markiplier an age restriction too.
Right.
But they looked at Mark's video and they used that to verify my innocence.
Right. After being confronted with evidence, the policy team folds and gets rid of the age restriction on Corey's video, but he decides to press forward by trying to get an explanation for why it was okay for Markiplier and not okay for him. Why isn't it the same ruling, and why is it only now, after being confronted, that they decide to get rid of the age restriction after already denying his appeal?
Critics are calling George Miller's new movie Aladdin for adults.
What does one do with 3 wishes?
You'll see.
It's a different kind of
3 wishes.
blockbuster, a glorious one-of-a-kind creation.
This wishing's a hazardous art.
Find the biggest screen possible to truly absorb this beautiful film.
This
I
Aladdin?
have a wish.
3,000 Years of Longing. Rated R.
3,000 years of longing. That's a long ass title.
You know why Madden's so different this year? Field sense. It changes everything. So I can finally throw the rock.
Look, I'm skipping.
So I send my YouTube rep a lengthy email detailing my feelings about the entire situation. So my YouTube rep assures me he's going to continue this dialogue with the policy team. So another day, another 2 days go by. And what do you know?
I'm tired, low-key not tired at the
They
same time.
re-age restricted the video.
I swear to
They
God.
re-age restricted the video. I say, no way did they do that. I go to Markiplier's video now, and now his video is age restricted.
Yeah, it's pure pandemonium and chaos at the YouTube policy headquarters.
What the fuck? Alright, gang. Time out. Time out, time out, time out, time out, time out. Time out. Oh no, gang. Oh no, gang. That shit tough. I can't lie to you.
Now, they re-age restricted Corey's video and then slapped Markiplier with an age restriction as well.
Dead something. Fuck, I forgot their name. I watched Aliens 1, kill count, Aliens 2, kill count, Aliens 3, kill count. What's after Aliens? Oh, yeah. Wait. Aliens versus Predator. Predator. I cannot spell. Series. In order. So wait, what? I like doing this. I did the Marvel Universe. You feel me? I did the Marvel Universe. 1719. That shit came out in 1719. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. It's a new movie. 1719. Whoa. 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 1719. Oh, I messed up this too. I gotta watch. Oh. It means the year the movie took place. It means the year the movie took place. So praise first, all right. Pray. Kill count. Yo, this is basically watching the movies, you feel me? Oh, cuz don't have it. Oh, it just came out. Oh, it just came out. This is a new movie. Good ugly. You look like Kai Cenat.
Computer, trade.
They look like Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat. I'm just fucking with you, gang. Should I send it to bro? I know he's not gonna see it, but should I send it to bro? I don't know why he popped up in my head, bro. Oh, I'm about to send it to him. I don't know why he popped up to my head, bro. I know you're not gonna see it, but this is just funny as fuck. This is just funny as fuck. Yo. Joey don't look like that. Joey don't look like that. Joey don't look like that. Good drippy though. Ooh, look at drippy though. He with Kyrie. I can't lie though. This is hard. His page is hard. Cause drippy as hell. I could marry Denimall. I can marry Denimall. I can marry Denimall. I can marry Denimall. I'm not gonna. Alright, gang. I don't even know you, gang. Alright, let's watch the bit. Alright, watch the bit. Let's go. football back.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Alien vs. Predator, released in 2004. AVP is the big screen confrontation that fans had been waiting to see ever since Dark Horse's Aliens vs. Predator comic books came out in 1989. I bought some of those comics and read the first omnibus in preparation for this Kill Count. It wasn't bad, and I'm not even a huge comic book fan. After more than a decade in development, pretty much ever since Danny Glover found the xenomorph skull in that ship in Predator 2, AVP was finally brought to life by longtime Predator producer John Davis and writer-director Paul W.S. Anderson. The story they settled on maintains the continuity of both film franchises and takes place largely in Antarctica in the then-present year of 2004. I've already covered the original Alien quadrilogy and the first 3 Predator films on the Kill Count, so if you haven't watched those episodes yet, give them a look. I have awful hair in the Alien ones. After spending so much time with the 2 franchises for those episodes, I've come to really enjoy both alien species. The xenomorphs from Alien are awesomely gross and Zerg-like, and the Predator species, the Yautja or...
I gotta subscribe, bro. I'm about to subscribe.
Movie footage used in the Kill Count is owned entirely by the copyright holders. Dead Meat makes no claim of ownership and simply uses the footage for purposes of education, commentary, and criticism under fair use. Please support filmmakers and the art of filmmaking by watching Predator 2 in its entirety using the links in the description below. Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Predator 2, the city-based sequel to Predator that came out in 1990. Predator 2 has a few things in common with the original. For instance, it was written by the same pair of brothers, Jim and John Thomas. The music is by Alan Silvestri again. And although this film's city hunter Predator is a new individual, it's once again played by Kevin Peter Hall. But the differences from the original are much more noticeable. Namely, Arnold Schwarzenegger has been replaced with Danny Glover, and the lush foliage of the jungle with the ugly streets of Los Angeles. In fact, a lot of this movie is ugly, from the clothes that everyone's wearing to its portrayal of civilization, since everyone's packing heat and ready to get into a shootout at the drop of a hat. Predator 2 is often mocked as an awful movie.
I need to stop. I need to stop.
Movie footage used in the Kill Count is owned entirely by the copyright holders. Dead Meat makes no claim of ownership and simply uses the footage for purposes of education, commentary, and criticism under fair use. Please support filmmakers and the art of filmmaking by watching Predators in its entirety using the links in the description below. Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Predators, the 3rd solo Predator film released in 2010. This 3rd entry in the solo series, released after the 2 AVP movies, gets back to basics. Similar to the first film, it features an ensemble cast shooting a bunch of guns off in the jungle. The difference here is the location and the number of hunters after the group. Now they've got 3 alien predators on their trail, all of whom look great and whose weaponry really benefit from the updated special effects. In fact, the movie as a whole looks wonderful. There are some beautiful long shots in the jungle and a whole bunch of carefully composed group shots of the ensemble cast. But unlike the cast of the original film, the characters here are pretty much cardboard stand-ins. Yeah, they're diverse on the surface, but there's nothing memorable about them. And even the action hero one-liners are uninspired and forgettable.
This is hell.
Last time I looked, you didn't need a parachute to get there.
Still, us Predator fans are just happy to see more Predators in action. How many members of the ensemble cast will survive the new hunt? Let's find out and get to the kills. The movie begins with a good boy who probably loves his mama, loves Jesus, and America too. It's Adrian Brody playing a dude who we find out at the end is named Royce, but I'll just start using his name now. He free falls through the air, his chute not opening until the last minute, and his crash landing smash cuts hilariously into a title card. Hell yeah, I'm on board already. He wakes up in a jungle, and in no time...
Wouldn't you be R.I.P.'d? He fell hard. I've seen the whole ground shake. What do you mean R.I.P.? I think the trees moved too.
Time at all gets a free-falling friend who lands right behind him. It's an angry Danny Trejo. But before he and Roy...
Danny! He was in Call of Duty, wasn't he not? Wasn't he not in Call of Duty? Whatever that zombie map was? That was my favorite zombie map. That was my favorite zombie map. Love that map. I love that map. If I could play it again, I would play it again. I just got nobody to play with. That's why I sold my PS5. Long story.
Royce get into a shootout, a third body lands between them. Only this guy's chute didn't open, meaning he just landed in the premier position on our kill count. Good job, nameless dude. Any chances of an autopsy are put on hold from a minigun that sends Royce and Cuchillo, Danny Trejo's character, taking cover behind a log. This new painless is being fired by Russian commando Nikolai, and Royce puts the kibosh on his firing frenzy by telling him they're not the enemy. Also joining the party is Isabel, an IDF sniper played by Alice Braga. She mentions that she saw more parachutes yonder in the jungle, and as they set out to find them, they're joined by another dude, Yakuza enforcer Hanzo. Next, the group comes across a pair of dudes fighting. There's Nasty Boy Stans, a death row inmate played by Walton Goggins, and Mombasa, a death squad soldier from Sierra Leone played by Oscar winner Mahershala Ali. They all finally finish their scavenger hunt of characters when they come across Edwin, a weenie doctor played by...
I swear, this whole time I thought that was Steve-O. Thank you, Dead Meat, for clarifying that.
Topher Grace, who they find stuck upside down in the jungle canopy. They shoot him down from the tree and we're ready to start our movie, as soon as they can all figure out what exactly they're doing here.
Can someone please just tell me what the fuck is going on here?
Everyone has the same story. They all woke up in freefall with no memory of...
I tell you, y'all got drugged by the government and y'all got dropped in the plane like it was Battle Royale, you feel me? So... last one to survive? Wins everything? Wins the island of predators. No. Are they on the island? I think they're on the island this time, right? They're not in space no more. I think they're on the island on Earth. I don't know.
Of any plane. The last thing a few of them remember is being in combat and then seeing a bright light.
What if we are dead?
Although that theory sounds like a misunderstanding of the Lost finale, they don't shoot it down right away.
This is hell.
That's because this place seems pretty strange to them. Nobody recognizes the jungle around them. The sun hasn't moved at all since they...
How don't you recognize that, bro? They're just walking right past it, like... I'll be in awe and, like, also confused, because, like... tigers, bears, snakes, poisonous things, you feel me? And me and my wife, we just started going, not me and my wife, her, she started going to, just her. Mushroom foraging, I guess. Yeah, so yeah, plenty things, you feel me? I bug around and survive. I kill me a tiger or two. I feel like I can kill me a whole pack. I can whack me down the whole pack, you feel me? Big dog status. But, or I can, like they do in Minecraft, you feel me? Yeah, tame them motherfuckers. I'm the king of the pack. You feel me? But yeah, something like that.
They've landed, and look what happens when they try to make a compass. It's riding spinners and it don't stop. They head out as an alliance of circumstance, all extremely lethal people save for Edwin, but he proves his usefulness when he stops Nikolai from touching an extremely poisonous plant that would have caused total paralysis. Nikolai thanks him and is all like, I love this doctor! And as it...
Wait, stop. Don't skip this video because I've got great news for you and your hair. If you are tired of losing...
Imagine just walking in a forest, you accidentally like just scrape your arm, all of a sudden you just can't move no more. Off me, please. Like, that's the worst thing that can happen, bro.
Or receding, or you want to get your confidence back, I've got an incredible offer and opportunity for you. Technically, Bosley has an incredible offer for you.
If nature wasn't lethal enough on its own, there's also a whole bunch of jungle booby traps that the team walks into. The traps scramble them, but don't succeed in killing anyone, since the self-proclaimed loner Roy sticks his neck out to save Isabel from a tiger pit. Looks like the traps were set by this unfortunate Johnny Knoxville-looking corpse, who they find with a hole in his chest and who Edwin estimates has been dead for about 2 weeks now. After Royce tells them to keep moving, we get our first look at the 21st century Predator vision. I like the update to it. It's more modern, but not jarringly different. When they finally get out of the jungle and onto higher ground, they face a stunning revelation. They're not in any jungle on Earth because they ain't even on that planet, son. They on an alien planet. Yeah!
They're on an alien planet, not an island. They're on an alien planet. Thank you again, bro. Bro's coming in clutch.
Boy!
We're gonna need a new plan.
Although, real talk, I don't know if that many massive solar bodies could be that close together, what with gravity and all. But who cares? This shot is awesome and would make for a great desktop wallpaper. This alien planet is home to alien hounds too, who run through the thicket and evoke a classic Predator shoot-'em-up scene. The group blows the first hound up, only to see that a whole bunch more are coming after them, and this gives everyone a chance to fire off their individual firearms in a solid action sequence. In it, we get a great look at the practical puppets made by Greg Nicotero, a veteran effects artist most famous for his work on The Walking Dead. Yep, that's a puppet attacking the gun-lacking Stans, who was saved at the last minute by his former wrestling opponent, Mombasa.
As bad as you are, those things are worse.
These dogs are hard to put down, but that doesn't stop Royce from frickin' decapitating one with a hunting knife. Eventually, they hear a whistle off in the distance, and the surviving hounds retreat, because they're such good boys. The hounds are...
With a hunting knife, how realistic is that? Come on, bro. But, I mean, this movie throughout the years has not been realistically on point. Not gonna lie to you.
Enough evidence for Royce to figure out that they're being hunted.
This planet is a game preserve, and we're the game.
Mombasa realizes that they're...
Bro, there's this book. I think it's called The Dangerous Game. I think they got a movie too. But the book was amazing. The book was amazing. Like, I think that's my favorite book. Or the Dangerous Game. Yeah, I think that's my favorite book.
The group is short one craggly Mexican, and they find Cuchillo sitting in a small clearing with his back to them, croaking out that he needs help. Royce wisely uses a rock to show that this is just a trap, so they all decide to leave him there, although Isabel is at least willing to give him some mercy with her sniper rifle. Turns out you didn't even need to, is he, my girl? We see from a frontal shot that Cuchillo must have been dead all along. His face is all torn up, and you don't get that from a sniper shot. Turns out the cries for help weren't coming from Mr. Machete at all. They were coming from a predator.
Help me! Help me!
Royce's new plan is to hunt the hunters by following the dog tracks, and it leads them to a place with a whole bunch of bodies and remains hung up. Here's what's up. I'll add 3 to the list because that's how many freshly skinned bodies I see hanging up. I don't want to count all these skulls and skeletons because, like, what? Do you want me to count all the headstones we see in any cemetery scene? So I guess this is a new kill count rule. A dead body needs some flesh on it to count. And yes, I'm sure I've already broken that rule before and will do so again in the future. I just do these videos to make jokes, y'all. I'm not an official dead body census taker. Besides, the way more interesting thing they find at the campsite is a frickin' predator. Makes me real sad to see this OG looking pretty boy strung up on a stake like this, but the implications are pretty cool. In this movie, we're dealing with something so badass, it captures the predator type that we know and love from the first 2 movies. At least it's still alive, as it proves when it yells at all of them. All that hootin' and hollerin' is sure to attract some attention, so it makes sense that Mombasa gets speared through the back out of nowhere and lifted off the ground. Damn, killed before sundown? You didn't even get to enjoy any of this alien planet's moonlight. The others open fire, revealing the camouflaged predators for the first time, and as they retreat back into the jungle, we get to see the updated laser sights and plasma cannons as the aliens fire after them. Also, Nikolai's minigun is taken out in the process. Hopefully he still has a sandwich on him. The humans all end up taking some Arnie tumbles down a hill and into a lake fed by a waterfall, which, yes, echoes the original movie, but I'll tell you what's new to this one. This frickin' recon bird that soars over them, getting their location and reporting back to its owner, one of 3 new super predators. They've got no conscience, no empathy, and we can talk about why they ended up that way,
that's hard. Hold the hell up, man.
by a waterfall, which, yes, echoes the original movie, but I'll tell you what's new to this one. This frickin' recon bird that soars over them, getting their location and reporting back to its owner, one of 3 new super predators. They've got no conscience, no empathy, and we can talk about why they ended up that way, but first, Royce and co. will have to bring them to heel. The one with the bird is the falconer predator, the homeboy in charge of the hounds with the tusks on his mask is the tracker predator, and the biggest, baddest mamma jamma of them all is the gold-jawed scary bastard named the berserker predator. Fuck yes, I love predators! The alien hunters, not the Harvey Weinstein kind of fuckers. During a lakeside debriefing of the total ass-kicking they just experienced, Royce somehow figures out that Isabel knows more than she's let on, and forces her to divulge some info to the group. Apparently, she's familiar with the events of the first film, and says the creature they saw strung up on the totem matches the description given by the survivor of that incident. Later on, after the predators fail to walk into a trap set by Royce, one of them winds up decloaking right behind him. Royce borrows Dutch's line from the original.
What the fuck are you?
But this time the question is answered, because turns out that ain't no predator at all.
I'm alive.
That's right, if you were worried there weren't enough characters in this movie, Predators has a crazy-ass Lawrence Fishburne as a U.S. airman named Noland.
Run away, live to fight another day.
Nolan leads them across a ridge to his cozy little home inside a crashed alien spaceship. Although the ship is dead, the power still works, so he turns the lights on for everyone to get a good look at his squalor. Nolan says he's survived for 10 of the Predator's hunting seasons and has even killed a few Preds himself. He gives the others the lowdown on how there are two different species, comparing them to dogs and wolves.
The larger ones hunt the smaller ones. It's some kind of blood feud, I guess, been going on for a long time.
So that explains why our OG Pred man was getting hazed at the campsite back there. Lawrence Fishburne gives a freewheeling performance as a crazed man with an invisible friend.
I told you they wouldn't see it. I told you.
And when he mentions that the Predators have a working ship, Royce gets excited and wants to use it to escape. But Nolan just laughs at the idea, tells them all to hush up, then wraps himself up like a babushka lady for a nice little nap. While he does that, we get tidbits of character development. Nikolai talks about his children, Hanzo finally speaks when he finds an old katana that he likes, and Isabel gets all thematic with the movie title.
We are predators. Just like them.
But then they realize there's smoke filling the room and that Nolan is gone. He's looking to suffocate them all to death so he can take their gear and keep surviving on his own. When Royce sees him talking to his invisible friend again, we get a back and forth of some ridiculous campy lines.
Say goodbye to your little friend.
Whatever you say, I don't want it. Whatever you say, I don't mean it. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. Whatever you say, I don't want it. Whatever you say, I don't mean it. Whatever you say. Side. Tweaking. 540, 54. You feel me? 554. They got waffles in that bit. Ooh, I bought some waffles the other day. I forgot about some waffles for to get after the wall.
You in my house, motherfucker!
With DataCamp, you don't need to download Python to learn Python. You can learn right in your browser with hands-on exercises for coding and data analysis, all in a way that makes data.
Royce fires a shot that doesn't do anything to get them out of there, but does attract the attention of the tracker Predator, who Nolan runs into while he's trying to escape. The Predator uses his patent-pending shoulder cannon to blow Nolan's body apart entirely, just all the bloody bits everywhere, and then stands there in a pretty cool red-tinted shot. The tracker Predator then apparently breaks open the door to where our heroes are trapped, but conveniently disappears when they go to leave the room. Seems like a forced plot contrivance, but whatever keeps the movie going, I guess. On their way out of the ship, Nikolai is shot shot in the back by the tracker predator, and after he tries to crawl away, gets stabbed and lifted up by the Tusky Pred with his wrist blades. Before the tracker predator can finish the job though, Nikolai curses him out in Russian and activates an explosion that incinerates the both of them and adds 2 to the kill count. If only he had been getting Ubered, Nikolai could have survived that. Stans is real excited that one of the predators is dead. He's straight standing Nikolai for the kill, but his celebration is cut short by a plasma shot to the back. Berserker Predator appears, but before he can get to the others, Stans jumps on his back and starts stabbing him. The lead Super Predator throws Stans to the ground, and the movie again borrows a line from the original.
Come on! Come on!
But this time, the Predator acquiesces and just rips out Stan's spine and skull, killing the gangly Goggins and giving us yet another cool shot of Predator doing its victory roar. The surviving foursome are running away through some long grass when Hanzo decides to stop and do your standard noble warrior shtick, nodding for the others to continue on while he does an exact copy of Billy's stripping down to fight thing from the original. He's got that kick-ass katana on him, and the Falconer Predator appears, down to clown with its own bladed weapon. So the two embark on a pretty decent melee fight that we've never really seen in a Predator movie before. It ends with one final strike from Hanzo that slits the Predator open at the waist and kills him. But as anyone who's seen a movie could guess by the way this is shot, Hanzo did not manage to escape unscathed, and he too falls to the ground dead, adding another pair of warriors to the kill count and setting up this movie's finale. Edwin starts the final act by stepping into it immediately, and by it, I mean a trap that really messes up his mobility. Royce recognizes that he's dead weight, and even after Edwin tries to pass off Nikolai's family as his own for some sympathy points, Royce sticks to his guns and leaves. Isabel is more compassionate and decides to help the weenie doctor limp through the jungle. In no time at all, they walk into a trap and are strung up in a Preddy net. Royce gets back to that campsite because his latest plan is to free the jungle hunter Predator and get him to fly the alien ship off the planet. Seems unlikely to me, but somehow the OG-looking Predster understands Royce's English, so our Aquiline hero cuts him down from the totem, sending him crashing to the ground hilariously. Apparently, Predator never heard not to look a gift horse in the mouth, because he gives Royce a once-over by the throat, but in the end, he lets him go. He picks up his mask from the ground and suits up, and it's a pretty great moment to see the OG Pred back in action. Even better, he's played by Derek Mears, who was Jason Voorhees in the Friday the 13th reboot, and who also just seems like a really nice guy. The Predator beep boops on his wrist and shows Royce that he knows exactly where he wants to go. He starts the alien ship remotely from his wristband, right as the Berserker Predator shows up with his haul of Isabel and the Doc that he promptly deposits into a little holding pit. What follows is something I never knew I needed: an all-out Preddy fight! The smaller Jungle Hunter and the larger gold-jawed Berserker Boy go at it, getting down and dirty and including as many elemental hazards as they can. Meanwhile, Royce gets to the spaceship that the Jungle Hunter remote started, and which also apparently has an autopilot since that thing is taken off. The Berserker eventually gets the Jungle Hunter pinned down and goes to remove its mask, so we can see an even uglier Predator face than the one we just started getting used to. Christ, it's like a walrus infected by the flood from Halo. Well, there's no use living after seeing something like that, so Berserker puts the Jungle Hunter out of its misery and swipes its head clean off, followed by a Preddy yell, of course. Berserker runs out into a clearing just in time to see a spaceship leaving without him. But good thing the dealership convinced him to get that remote detonation option, because he just blows that ship to shitterines before it's able to escape the atmosphere. Down in the pity party pit, we get an absurd and senseless twist when Edwin pricks Isabel with a scalpel infected with that slow-acting poison he had pointed out earlier. He gives a real dumb bad guy monologue, distorted by Isabel's perspective, saying why he did it.
See, back home, I'm a murderer. I'm a freak. But here, among the monsters, I'm normal.
What the fuck? Because he's a murderer on Earth, he wants to stay on a planet where he'll definitely get killed by predators? This is honestly one of the weirdest and dumbest plot twists I've ever seen. So good thing Royce shows up to cut it short with the one-liner.
Oh, you came back.
I missed my ride.
He gets him out of the pit, and while Royce is tending to Isabel, Edwin tries to sneak up behind him and stab him. But Royce ain't going down like that, and he turns the scalpel back around on Edwin, stabbing him in the throat with it. He then drags the bleeding weenie back into the Predator's campsite, right before Berserker Predator reappears. The Predster finds Edwin with his heat vision, but when he turns the doctor's body over, an explosion goes off that kills Edwin once and for all, and sends the Super Predator flying onto his back. It doesn't kill him though, robbing me of the chance to make some kind of two-for grace joke. Bastards. Royce steps out to confront the stunned Predator, covered in mud, and yet again taking lines from the original.
I'm here, kill me.
Come on, do it now, kill me!
Guys, it's okay to come up with your own stuff. Try it sometime. Royce uses a club to beat the crap out of Predator's face that narrowly avoids a blast from the plasma cannon, but the Predator still gets him on the ground in prime kicking position. That's when Isabel recovers enough to take her rifle and shoot Predator in the torso, allowing Royce to grab a nearby axe and wail on Predator with unbridled rage. In fact, his hate for Pred is like a truck, berserker, and that super Pred is out of luck, berserker. Cause Royce finishes off the big baddie with a decapitation, which plays out nice and slow-like, giving us a good look at all that glow-in-the-dark lime green blood. Also, even though this is the second Pred decapitation in the movie, I've got no complaints. This shit is awesome! With their foe vanquished, Royce and Isabel finally introduce themselves to each other, and the next morning, they watch as a whole bunch of new parachutes descend into the jungle. Fresh game for new predators to hunt. The movie ends with another flat action line from Adrian Brody.
Let's find a way off this fucking planet.
With 4 times the predators as the original, did we get 4 times the kills? Let's find out and get to the numbers. Beep boop beep boop. There were only 16 deaths in Predators, so no, it was actually less than a quarter of the kills from the original. The victims consisted of 9 human males, 3 skinned bodies of unknown gender, and 4 predators, giving us a pretty unique pie chart right here. With a runtime of 107 minutes, that comes out to a kill on average every 6.69 minutes. Nice.
Let's get this started. Success.
Bust down rolling average.
Look at that happy family. It's moments like this my fudge stripes are made for. Baked with rich chocolatey Keebler fudge. Leave it to elves to make a moment so...
Yautja, or whatever that word is, are some of the most badass hunters I've ever seen get down. Unfortunately, their first feature film together suffers from a number of issues. A pretty slow start, characters who only exist to get killed, and speaking of the kills, real fucking lame ones. Probably because of the movie's PG-13 rating. Although, heads up, I am using the unrated version for this kill count, which is about 7 minutes longer than the theatrical cut. I just don't think this movie's worth doing a full cut comparison for. Sorry. How many boring kills will the aliens and or predators rack up? Let's find out and get to them. The movie, or at least the unrated version of the movie, begins in 1904, where a whaling station in Antarctica is looking pretty deserted, save for this freezer burn dude running around pissing himself silly. He winds up on the ground with a predator laser sight on his chest, but before he can get killed, a xenomorph jumps out and unleashes a title card. Hey, this is a non-smoking void. Take the cigarette outside. You're smoking the place up. When we return, we're in the present, where a xenomorph queen-looking satellite orbits around the blue marble we call home. The satellite is owned by the Weyland Corporation, which in 2004 has yet to merge with Yutani, and it picks up an unidentified heat structure in Antarctica that sends the Weyland eggheads into a scramble. A crack team of various experts are flown to a giant icebreaker ship at the behest of Charles Bishop Weyland, pioneer of modern robotics. The team consists of Lex Woods, an Antarctic guide played by Sanaa Lathan, a pair of archaeologists,